Legends never die.
Hello, welcome to the video, and today we're going to be talking about my USMNT 27-man roster for the November window. So, let's begin. Okay, but before we continue, I'd like to tell you guys to like and subscribe, because it is very important that you guys like and subscribe so you guys can never miss another video. So, let's continue. Let me draw the arrows real quick over here. Okay. Like and subscribe, okay, people? Okay, so why did I choose a 27-man roster instead of a 26 or 23-man roster? Last window, Greg used a 27-man roster, okay? So I think Greg will use another 27-man roster, okay? So we'll be starting off with goalkeepers, okay? I think Greg's goalkeepers, I'm gonna highlight, this is Greg's: Matt Turner, Zach Steffen, and Sean Johnson. This is a pretty decent group of goalkeepers we have over here, okay? We have Matt Turner and Zach Steffen, who will be fighting it out for that top spot, and we have Sean Johnson just for experience, okay? However, my goalkeepers are going to be Matt Turner, Zach Steffen, and Gabriel Slonina, okay? Why do I choose Gabriel Slonina? Let me highlight him because it's something different from Greg's. Okay, so I think Gabriel Slonina has a big future ahead of him. He's performing really good right now for Chicago Fire, and I expect him to choose the USMNT over Poland, okay? I expect that because the USMNT has a brighter future than Poland. After Robert Lewandowski, what are Poland gonna do? I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do, honestly. But actually, I expect Gabriel Slonina to be a huge goalkeeper for us in the future. Right now, I think he's still pretty raw. Okay, I want to see Gabriel Slonina grow his game with his feet, especially. Matt Turner is not good with his feet, but if Gabriel Slonina wants to be better than Matt Turner and overtake him, I expect him to work with his feet. Okay, so now let's go to the other group of center backs. Okay, now let's go to Greg's center backs. Okay, so John Brooks, Miles Robinson, Tim Ream, Chris Richards, and Walker Zimmerman. This is a pretty average group of center backs right here, okay? We have center backs like John Brooks and Miles Robinson, who are very good for the national team. And we have up-and-coming stars like Chris Richards, who are playing out of their minds in the Bundesliga. However, there are some question marks with players like Tim Ream, okay? Tim Ream needed to retire right after the Nations League, but I don't know why did Greg decide to keep him. Walker Zimmerman, I don't have too much issue with Walker Zimmerman, but he's just pretty average for me in my opinion. Now let's go to my center backs, okay? So John Brooks, Miles Robinson, Chris Richards, Matt Miazga, and Walker Zimmerman, okay? Why do I choose Matt Miazga? Because he is playing in the form of his life with Deportivo Alaves in La Liga, okay? He's playing really good, okay? He shows a lot of game with his passing ability and his aerial dominance, which are two things I wanted to see from Matt Miazga. In isolation, he's pretty weak like John Brooks, but if we do protect him well with good number sixes, I think we can do good stuff with them. Okay. Greg's, it's a pretty good group of center backs, but this one is stronger, okay, because we have more depth with Matt Miazga, okay. Why do I choose 5 center backs? Let's say like a player like John Brooks gets injured, because he's pretty injury prone. We're gonna be having 4 other center backs, okay, that we can choose from. They are quality, okay. These 5 center backs are quality. So now let's go to fullbacks, okay. We're going to be starting off with Greg's fullbacks, okay? So I expect them to choose Anthony Robinson, Sergio Des, Joe Scully, George Bello, and DeAndre Yedlin. Why do I think he'll choose this? Because I think he will drop Shaq Moore for the November window, because he was not that good against Panama. And I expect him to choose Joe Scully because he's being very good with Borussia Mönchengladbach, okay? So that's what I expect. George Bello, I think he will stay, okay? Mainly because he's one of our better backup left backs, okay? I'm having a hard time to say that, but still, I think it's pretty true. However, I think there are better backup options than George Bell, okay? So now let's go to my fullbacks, okay? So it's Anthony Robinson, Joe Scully, Kevin Paredes, DeAndre Yelden, and Jonathan Gomez, okay? Let's highlight the two different... Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, what the fuck of a highlight was that? Let me highlight it again, okay? Kevin Paredes and Jonathan Gomez, okay? I bring two backup left backs for this one, okay? I want to use Anthony Robinson for the first game and maybe a bit of Kevin Paredes and Jonathan Gomez for the second game. Or maybe use Anthony Robinson for both games and use Kevin Paredes as a sub, okay? Right now at this moment, I do not know if Jonathan Gomez has the enough quality to play against good opposition like Mexico. If Jamaica, he's questionable. I think against Mexico, that's no brainer. Okay, so Gio, that's why I not have him. I'm gonna include him later in a group. Okay, in a later group. Okay, he's still gonna be a wide player, but he's gonna be on another section. Okay, so I think this is a pretty strong group of fullbacks. I think Greg's is a little stronger with Sergio Dest in it, but I think we can still hold up pretty well with this one because I think we have enough fullbacks to make up for it. I think if we do, I'm gonna bring both Kevin Paredes and Jonathan Gomez just to show them the camp and stuff. And obviously we cannot risk as much of an injury with Anthony Robinson in this window, so I would like to see Anthony Robinson play a lot more minutes. Okay. So now let's go to midfielders. Okay. So we will be starting off with Greg Smith. I think he'll be going with Tyler Adams, Weston McKennie, Yunus Musa, Sebastian Lletget, Colin Acosta, Christian Roldan, and Gianluca Busio. This is the same thing we've seen from Greg, okay? I think he'll continue to use Gianluca Busio because of his form in Serie A. And although Christian Roldan, Colin Acosta, and Sebastian Lletget have been absolutely pitiful with the national team, these are Greg's favorites, guys. These are Greg's favorites, okay? Greg has an obsession with them, okay? He might even use a fucking trident of them, okay? So, yeah. Yunus Musa, he's pretty good. Weston McKennie, really good. And Tyler Adams, he's our captain, and he's our most important player, okay? So now let's go to my mid, okay? So Tyler Adams, Weston McKennie, Yunus Musa, Luca De La Torre, Gianluca Busio, Julian Green, and James Sands, okay? There are three differences, okay? So I have James Sands in for Colin Acosta, okay? Why do I have him in for Colin Acosta, you may ask? Because Colin Acosta was absolutely pitiful against Panama, and I'd like to give James Sands another opportunity as a 6, okay? I know against Honduras he was not that good against Honduras, but still, Greg set him up really bad, and he was more like a double pivot, okay? So, but with two other mids who are more mobile, I think he can be good, okay? Julian Green, I have an M for Christian Roldan. Christian Roldan is like a cam sort of winger type role. He's pitiful, okay, but Julian Green, I think he's gonna be good, okay. Julian Green possesses lots of passing ability and stuff, and he's good at set pieces, okay. We need set piece specialists in this team, okay, if we want to succeed. And look at De La Torre. I have him in for Sebastian Lletget, okay. Sebastian Lletget guards the ball and passes it backwards or sideways. Luca De La Torre does a line breaking pass. Who would you rather have? I'd rather have Luca De La Torre, okay? Yeah, that's pretty much why you think my mids are gonna be better than Greg's mids all day, okay? Now let's go to wingers, okay? Wingers. So I think Greg's wingers will be Christian Pulisic, Brendan Harrison, Tim Well, Paul Arriola, and Matthew Hoppe. Why no Gio Reyna? I think Gio Reyna is gonna be still injured by the time it's the November window, so I think we're only gonna be having Christian Pulisic. But I think that if we can survive with it, okay? This is a pretty good group of wingers, considering if you consider it down to individuals, but Paul Arriola, man, no, that's a big no-no. My wingers, it's quite similar, but it's gonna be better, okay? So here's the differences. So there's no Paul Arriola and Matthew Hoppe, okay? But here's the differences. Christian Pulisic, Brendan Harrison, Sergio Dest, I'm gonna highlight it. Tim Weah and Conrad De La Fuente, okay? I'm gonna be bringing 5 wingers for this one, okay? Just to experience it, okay? Why did I bring two Sergio for this win for as a winger instead as a fullback? Sergio has been playing as a winger so far for the national team, so I want to use him as a winger. Okay, I think we do like a lot of players in those wide areas, attacking wide areas, and I think Sergio can do bits over there. Okay, with his attacking ability, and he struggles a lot defensively, so that's another reason why. Okay, so just to make sure he can just attack and attack and attack. Just imagine him running against Gallardo all the time. That'll be quite a sight, okay? This is a pretty strong group, okay? So now let's go to strikers, okay? So these are Greg strikers. I think he'll be using Ricardo Pepi and Yezy Zardes. Yes, you heard that right. That's what I think he would still use. Look, at Ricardo Pepi is good, but Yezy Zardes, that's a big no-no. Now let's go to my strikers, Ricardo Pepi and Matthew Hoppe, okay? If Ricardo Pepi is playing bad against Mexico, look at who we have on the bench. We have a Matthew Hoppe, a star in the Gold Cup, and not just some bum called Yezy Zardes, okay? I think Matthew Hoppe is going to be... If he was good against Mexico in the Gold Cup, imagine how good he will be coming off the bench. The defenders were already dealing with Ricardo Pepi being tired and stuff because they have to think about him. Now imagine a fresh Matthew Hoppe coming off the bench, okay? That would be a scary sight to see, okay? So now let's go to starting 11, okay? So I think Greg's starting 11 will be Matt Turner, Anthony Robinson, Walker Zimmerman, Miles Robinson, Sergio Das, Tyler Adams, Weston McKennie, Yunus Musa, Christian Pulisic, Ricardo Pepi, and Paul Arriola. There's some big no-nos in this lineup, like Paul Arriola, but still, I think I don't know if Christian Pulisic will be ready by then, but I think he will. So now let's go to my 11, okay? So it'll be Matt Turner, Anthony Robinson, Chris Richards, that's the difference, okay? Miles Robinson, Joe Scally, Tyler Adams, Weston McKennie, Gianluca Busio, Christian Pulisic, Ricardo Pepi, and Sergio Das, okay? So there are 4 differences in the lineups, and I think mine will be better because of many things. Chris Richards in for Walker Zimmerman, honestly, a star in the Bundesliga compared to a star in the MLS. There's no difference. There's an absolute difference. Chris Richards is absolutely better than Walker Zimmerman, okay? Joe Scally, a good defensively sound fullback, okay? And he can attack, not as good as Sergio Das, but still, he can attack. Gianluca Busio as a midfielder. I think Gianluca Busio should be a midfielder considering that he has been balling out at Venezia in Serie A. And Sergio Das should be our winger, okay? Again, our winger position is very weak, okay, right now at the moment. But I think with Sergio Das as a winger and possibly Temwa coming off the bench, that'll be scary, okay? So yeah. For the Mexico game, if I were Greg, I would probably choose Brendan Harrison over Christian Pulisic, just to not risk an injury with Christian Pulisic, and I'll probably sub him in near the 65th minute or the 60th minute, just so he can ball out, okay? Because we're gonna be needing as many minutes of Christian Pulisic as possible, but not to risk another injury, okay? So yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.